Welcome to Providing Choice, a Florida Charter School Alliance podcast. On today's episode, we speak with Raphael Arza, who is coordinating the District Charter Collaborative with the Florida Charter School Alliance in partnership with the Florida Department of Education.
And so this collaborative project is about bringing leaders from the charter school and the public school movement together in order to be able to share their best practices to make sure that we provide the best education possible.
I hope you enjoy the episode. So thank you for being with us today to talk about the District Charter Collaborative. But before we get into that project, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Raphael Arza, and so I am currently getting my PhD with the John Paul II Institute at the Catholic University of America. And I'm writing my dissertation on a political scientist educator named George Parkin Grant. And so my background is more philosophical in nature. And I now work with Mountain Moving Strategies, a education consulting firm, and I also collaborate with the Florida Charter School Alliance. So.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, thank you for collaborating with us. It's good to bring all that academics into our field, because sometimes we get in the weeds, and I like the view that you're bringing. You were also a teacher at a charter school for a little while, right?
Yes, I also taught at True North Classical Academy.
Yeah.
In Sunset, Miami,
Mm-hmm,
Florida.
Mm-hmm. That's
and
good.
I taught American history and American literature there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very good.
So good that brings all the perspectives to this. Okay, so explain what the District Charter Collaborative is.
All right. So basically, this collaborative project is something that's organized by the Florida Department of Education and the Florida Charter School Alliance, who have collaborated in order to bring educators, specifically leaders from across the state, together in order to be able to provide the best education possible for children. And instead of, we realized that instead of, just kind of appealing to the masses, we wanted to really appeal to leaders and try to shape leaders, since as Dr. Fritz, one of our presenters, said, leadership is what brings culture. And so we really want to shape the future of this culture. And so this collaborative project is about bringing leaders from the charter school and the public school movement together in order to be able to share their best practices to make sure that we provide the best education possible for children.
Absolutely. When charter schools started, it was about being these labs of innovation and then sharing those innovative practices with district-run schools. Yeah. And I see this collaborative effort as kind of like the perfect marriage between charters and district schools, where that first idea of sharing is actually coming to fruition.
Yeah, I mean, one of the positive things about the scientific method was the idea of, you take a hypothesis, you apply it, and you see kind of what are the results, what works. And so what charter schools allow for are different hypotheses. And so it opens up the possibility for people to try new ideas, to risk on things. And obviously, with some of those risks, you risk making some mistakes, but you learn from those mistakes. And so what this collaborative project does is it allows people to be able to share what's working. And we really want to emphasize where our understanding, our intention corresponds with reality. We're not looking for just good ideas, but want to see ideas that actually correspond to the students they're reaching, the teachers that are working there, the leaders that are shaping those ideas. So what we want to do is we just want to make sure that there's a space and an opportunity for people who are really trying to educate to do that, and to be able to have the best resources at hand. And sometimes the most valuable resource are ideas that work, And so we try to bring those two together, not just ideas and not just practice, but ideas that work.
That's a great point. And this is the first time this has been done in our state.
Yes, it's the first time.
Yeah, so it's very exciting. What kind of feedback did you get from superintendents? I see you have a bunch of them as presenters. So
so we've had great responses from superintendents from across the state. If you want the list, I'll send you the list. But there's a lot of the superintendents who have said that they want to be a part of this. because they realize that that the only way we're going to be able to educate well is if we're sharing ideas and sharing best practices. And so they've been very helpful and willing to share what they're doing well, recognizing that we share the common mission, which is education. And so trying to rise above any kind of opposition, public, charter, all education. That's public education that's available to the public. We want to collaborate together to provide the best education possible. So
that's a wonderful idea. I hope it catches on across the country, because we've seen parents become savvy education consumers. So it is wise for districts to also step up and do work with charters to figure out how do we get students in seats and how do we keep parents happy. Because it is a brand new K-12 world. Much like the university system in this country used to, kind of vie for those kids. Public education has to do the same thing. So it makes sense. So I heard the one about the presentation from the superintendent of Volusia County about customer service. And I thought that was brilliant and interesting.
Very good.
You have presentations about budgeting, which is important for everyone coming up. What else is there? What is like the hottest topic that you think that you're going to touch on in this project?
So I think one of the biggest issues was dealt with in our first meeting by Mr. Terry Connor in Hillsborough County, and addressing the need for accelerated learning. And a lot of people realize that there's a lot of lost learning that's happened, right, because of the pandemic. And he kind of showed us how they're trying to develop means for addressing that loss without just leading to a perpetual cycle of, you try to make up and remediate what was lost, but then they also miss half of what they were supposed to be learning that year. And so it becomes kind of this endless cycle. And so they're trying to develop means for kind of finding out and identifying what the students have missed, what they've lost, and be able to accelerate their learning of those things. And so it was really a great presentation. And I think moving forward, some of the biggest ones, like you said, on budgeting, because it's not everyone has the same expertise, and that's good because it creates actually a need for community and us to share. Otherwise, you wouldn't have friends if you had everything you needed. And so the budgeting, I think, will be a big one. And just moving forward, trying to see what people are doing right. So I'm just excited to participate in that. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you. If anyone wants to find out more about the collaborative program, it's on the Charter School Alliance website, and Mr. Arza's contact information is also there. And we will continue to promote these sessions and presentations. And I can't wait to see them all. It's a great study. All right. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You have a good one.
You too. Thank you for listening to Providing Choice. To find out more about the District Charter Collaborative, visit our website, flcharteralliance.org.